Ontario has also made some major reopening announcements, and John Northcott is here with more on that. John, just a few days ago, we heard the Premier, Doug Ford, tell businesses to get ready, and now for some of them, it is go.
It is go. It is go gradually. It is go carefully. It is a go with an eye to the numbers, but still, we are seeing at least those initial steps into reopening across this province. This province, worth noting that it is 40% of the Canadian economy. So there is a lot of interest on many levels to see those businesses start to open up. So let's look at the businesses that we're talking about here. Tomorrow, garden centers, as the Premier has pointed out, Doug Ford saying just in time for Mother's Day. So there it is there. A lot of people eager to get out of the house, eager to get out and start planting. Garden centers opening up tomorrow. Saturday, hardware and safety supply stores. Those of us who've been doing home repairs for the last 6 weeks, we're running out of nails. Time for the hardware stores to reopen. Monday, retail stores with outdoor entrances. Curbside pickup only. So again, that would rule out malls. And again, there would still be that physical distancing, that 2 meters rather apart for those lining up to go in, not to go in, but even to be outside those stores, waiting to make those purchases as well. So let's listen to the Premier, Doug Ford, as he talks about the province's attitude as they take these first steps forward.
I want to be clear. All public health measures remain in place and will be strictly enforced. We can't take the progress we've made for granted. And we have seen in other jurisdictions that moving too fast, ignoring the advice given this virus, and even giving it an inch can set us back. So we will move forward, but we will move cautiously.
Now, it's worth noting in all of this that in making these announcements, Ontario is still not technically in the first phase of its reopening strategy. Playgrounds remain closed, non-essential businesses effectively, other than those retails with those curbside pickup, they remain closed as well. And they're looking for that 2 to 4 week downward trend in the number of new cases. So far, nowhere near that. Heather?
John, let's take a look together live at Toronto early this morning, 6:06 it is, and there you see. So you're talking about Ontario provincially, but as we look at Toronto and some of the other big cities in the province of Ontario, there are some unique challenges obviously inherent in that live shot. I mean, from the mayor of Toronto, the philosophy has moved from stay home to keep your distance, but it's having to confront some real issues as it too moves forward with its plan.
Absolutely, Heather. So you imagine a curbside pickup for a couple of businesses that are adjacent to one another. How do people then line up along a sidewalk? Sidewalks that anyone who has been out on a sunny Saturday in this city of 3 million people recognizes they can become extremely crowded. By the time you end up with the A-frame advertising and the physical distancing that's happening, people out with their dogs, bicycles, etc. So the Mayor of Toronto, John Tory, has this advice.
We must ensure that the unique business and living circumstances of a densely populated city of 3 million people are taken into account in all of this reopening. The Premier acknowledged this reality in our conversations held as recently as last night.
So again, keeping a close eye on it, the city is taking really unprecedented steps in terms of looking at street closures, looking at lane closures, looking at enhancing the ability for the infrastructure to handle pedestrians out on the streets, but still maintaining that physical distancing. Worth noting that the bicycle program of the city, slated to take place over a 10-year period, has been rapidly accelerating. Heather?
John, thank you very much.
Okay.